Hi, would you like to learn about Remembrance Day in Canada? Welcome to Jen's Jyugyou. My name is Jen, and today you're going to learn what Remembrance Day is, along with 17 useful vocabulary words connected to Remembrance Day. First, let's talk about what Remembrance Day is. On November 11th, 1918, World War I officially came to an end. Now, every year on November 11th, Canadians celebrate Remembrance Day. Remembrance Day is an opportunity for Canadians to remember all of the soldiers who fought and those who died during war, specifically World War I and World War II. The first vocabulary word that you might hear for Remembrance Day is soldier. A soldier is a person who is a member of the army. They serve in the armed forces. In this case, the verb serve means to work for the army. They are employed by the army and their job is protecting our country. The word army is connected to the word arms. Arms doesn't mean your body part arms. Arms means things like weapons and ammunition. Weapons like a gun, ammunition like bullets. Things that are used for fighting. A very, very important vocabulary word for Remembrance Day is veteran. A veteran is a retired soldier. So this means someone who used to be a soldier and serve in the army, but now they no longer serve in the army. Maybe they have retired or maybe they have died. My father was a soldier. He fought in World War II. So he was a World War II veteran. Our fifth vocabulary word for today is Flanders Fields. Flanders Fields is a place in Belgium where a lot of fighting happened during World War I. There is a famous poet, author named John McCrae who was a soldier fighting in Flanders Fields during World War I. And he wrote a beautiful poem called In Flanders Fields, where he describes the scene and the situation of him fighting against the enemy during World War I. In this poem, he mentions poppies. Our next vocabulary word is poppy. A poppy is a red flower with a black center like this. This is a poppy. And poppies have become a symbol of remembrance for Remembrance Day because of the way they were mentioned in John McCrae's poem In Flanders Fields. They're worn during the month of November and especially on Remembrance Day. They are worn on your left side above your heart. This is where you should put your poppy as a symbol that you remember all of the soldiers and veterans who fought in wars protecting your freedom. On Remembrance Day, many Canadians will attend Remembrance Day ceremonies. A ceremony is an event where certain actions are done in the particular order in order to commemorate a certain occasion. Commemorate means to remember what happened. So on Remembrance Day ceremonies, we will remember the soldiers who fought during the war, and we will do certain actions such as wearing a poppy and saying the poem In Flanders Fields that I mentioned earlier. There are also a couple other things that we will do as well. A Remembrance Day ceremony usually starts with our eighth vocabulary word, which is the rouse. Rouse means to wake up and stop sleeping, but specifically the rouse is a short bugle call that is played on a bugle at the beginning of the Remembrance Day ceremony. The rouse used to be a song that would wake soldiers up so that they knew it was time to start their working day as soldiers. However, now the rouse is usually just used in ceremonies to signal their beginning. In addition to poppies, a very common item you might see at a Remembrance Day ceremony is a wreath. You'll probably see lots of wreaths. A wreath is an arrangement of flowers, stems, leaves, and so on that have been arranged into a circle. This can be used as a decoration, or it can be used as a sign of respect and put on people's graves or at war memorials or cenotaphs. A grave is a place where a dead body is buried. Some people will visit the graves of soldiers and put a wreath on the soldiers' graves. Some people will visit a war memorial and lay wreaths at the war memorial. A memorial is a type of monument that is a statue or some kind of structure which has been built to help remind people of an important person or an important event. A lot of Remembrance Day ceremonies are held at cenotaphs, and a cenotaph is also a place where people will often lay wreaths. A cenotaph is a type of war memorial, but is usually structured to look like a big pillar or a column, and it has the names of people who have died fighting in various wars. So the names of different soldiers and veterans are written on a cenotaph, and it is common to put a wreath or a poppy at the cenotaph during Remembrance Day. Our 13th vocabulary word connected to Remembrance Day is the Piper's Lament. The Piper's Lament is a specific song that is played on the bagpipes during a Remembrance Day ceremony. The sound of this song and the sound of the bagpipes, in this case, is designed to remind people of soldiers who have passed away and to make the sound similar to people crying over the loss of their loved ones. It is a very sad and solemn means serious, sounding song. And the name of the song is The Piper's Lament. The word lament in English means an expression of grief or sorrow. It is used connected to music to refer to a song that is used to help people grieve and feel sad and think about the loss of their loved ones or the loss of soldiers. Expression number 15 is a moment of silence. The moment of silence will take place at 11 a.m. So on November 11th, at 11 o'clock is when people, even if they're not at Remembrance Day ceremonies, will stop what they are doing and have a moment of silence. The reason why it's at 11 o'clock is because it's easy to remember. The 11th month, the 11th day, 11 o'clock. During this time, people will remove their hat if they're wearing one. They will bow their heads and they will remain completely silent and not move for the duration of the moment of silence. During this time, some people will silently pray and thank God for our freedoms and things like that. And other people will use the time to reflect on the solemn occasion and reflect on the soldiers who risked their lives and who gave their lives for our country. The word reflect means to think seriously and deeply and concentrate on what you're thinking about for a certain amount of time. Expression number 17 connected to Remembrance Day is the last post. The last post is a bugle call. Just like the ceremony started with a bugle call, the ceremony will also end with a bugle call. The last post bugle call used to signify the end of the soldier's working day, but now is used at the end of Remembrance Day ceremonies to signify the fact that the soldier is completely done working. They have passed away. They are no longer on earth and they are done working. So it's a very sad and somber song, but it's the perfect way to end the Remembrance Day ceremony as we reflect on the seriousness of war and are grateful for all the soldiers. So today, you learned about Remembrance Day in Canada, along with learning 17 useful vocabulary words connected to this celebration. And now it's time for Question of the Day. Today's question is, do you have any days or ceremonies that help to honor soldiers or veterans in your country? If so, tell me about it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this lesson. If you found it useful, please subscribe to Jen's Jyugyou and give this video a thumbs up. Good luck with your English studies, and I'll see you in the next lesson.